Hey, what's the matter, you?
My name's Joe. I'm in the middle. That's my brother Christian.
Guido!
Guidos! Bada bing, bada boom!
What is today going to be? Is it about crypto today, or what are we doing?
Well, there's lots of subjects we could do. I didn't want to, I wanted to talk about crypto, but I think we have to, I think we need to can we do a whiteboard or something on this? How would we?
You'd have to share your screen.
You could other videos of, you know what I'm saying? Either find other videos of a crypto intro, but I didn't prepare anything. I mean, I could.
I have like a thing, like a pros and cons thing I could show. I mean, that's something a little cheesy I made, but.
What's a pro and con? Bring it up. Let's try it. We'll start with there. I mean, I could talk it, of course, but I actually would like to find out if we could have like some kind of whiteboard thing.
I think you could do anything that you want. Is if it's a second. Time screen now.
Out of the 15 minutes, I'd like at least 4 minutes of airtime. I'm just saying.
Hold on a second.
The guy who came 25 minutes late making demands.
Just saying. I don't want to ask too much.
Oh, this is cool.
This is just some basic shit that I was doing because I was fooling around with that. When I was telling you I was doing Adobe Express, it's just we made like a quick little pamphlet of that you could do.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, these are some pros and cons that I saw.
So, I mean, the thing, obviously, you guys know about crypto, right? So, but for the audience, right? I mean, what would you guys do? We can go round robin on this. What would you say if you had to do one sentence as to what is crypto and cryptocurrencies? How would you describe it? If you like, I'll lead.
I would say it's a digital asset that's like a ledger also that is secure because it's on everyone's computer and it's hashed. The transaction is hashed on the front and the back end of the ledger. Of the digital coin.
Yeah, you lost 95% of anybody that would be watching this. I mean, I'm just saying.
All right. So then it's your turn, Giuseppe.
No, I'm not, and I don't really.
Well,
I didn't know there was going to be a test. So if you were told there was going to be a test, I would have prepared. But I know that
what was confusing about it.
Well, wait a minute. Let's talk. Let's break it down. So I do think, again, when most people think about crypto, they're thinking about cryptocurrency, right? So they're only thinking about sort of the end state, right? Digital money. You could talk about it, but obviously you started talking about sort of the blockchain part. The blockchain is what allows us to do things like digital money. You're correct, but that's sort of the technology. And then there's what do you do with the technology, right? So there's those two pieces. There's the blockchain, which is a digital ledger. It is decentralized, which just means spread across lots of different computers. And it uses cryptographic techniques to secure it. So that's why it's called cryptocurrency. Cryptographic techniques are using cryptography to encrypt the transaction that is stored on the distributed ledger. So everything is secure. Once it's put on what's called the blockchain, that's it. It's safe. It's there. It's write only, write once. That's it. It can't be changed. So that's what's.
I would have said it was digital currency, but that is so makes it seem so simple when it's really so complicated with respect to the first Bitcoin and that cryptocurrency. And then you get what's the next one, like Ethereum, which is different, which Bitcoin doesn't have. It's like work related, where the other one's not. Like you have to dig for the first, but the second is like a different. It gets very convoluted and confusing very quickly when it's like,
I
well,
think that's what
digital
blockchain. That
currency.
was the 2.0. The second version was Ethereum's way of like doing where it's like contracts, right? And then they're trying to work on blockchain 3.0, which is something even more different, where they I guess they combined them in a way. I don't know. But
Well, okay, so it's a fair point. So when it first came out, there's a famous paper, Natashi, do you know the gentleman's name? Natashi somebody. They don't know who it is.
Yakamuku.
Ooh,
You could Google it. Who created Bitcoin? Bitcoin is the very first one. It was by some
Nakamoto.
anonymous person named Natashi somebody. I forget the last name. But he literally wrote a paper, released code, and said, "Here's how we could do a digital currency." And he just released it like that, anonymously. Nobody knows who this guy is.
Right.
Or anything.
It could be totally made up.
Right. You don't know. We don't know who he is. It could be a made-up persona. But anyway, so Bitcoin was the first, and Bitcoin was pretty much solely, how do I do a digital currency using cryptography that's secure? There's two parts to security. There's cryptography, and then there is it controlled by a single company? If it's controlled by a single company, then you don't know if that company's changing things behind the scenes. Most of the web right now is a single website or single web presence controlled by a single company. Think Facebook, think Google. It's owned by one company. So how do you trust that one company is not doing anything shady, or one government? So Bitcoin was a way to do decentralization for currency. Decentralization simply means no one controls it. It's spread out across hundreds or thousands of computers, so that there is no one ownership. It's every transaction is on every computer, spread across 1,000 of them. So let's say somebody nefarious controls their computer and they want to change it. Say they break the encryption, they want to change it. It doesn't matter, because everybody else has a copy. So you can't just change it willy-nilly, because they'll know it's fake. And then they just ban them. They kick that one off because they say you're a cheater. So then, okay, so Ethereum is different because of this. Bitcoin wasn't really programmable, right? So you couldn't do any other uses except the currency. Ethereum said, well, what if we add programs to it, the ability to program it? Because if you think about it, what does it mean to put a currency on the blockchain? All it means is you're writing very simple data. How much of the currency do you own, and who's transferring it to what? That's it. That's a currency. So it's just data. Here's a wallet. It owns this much Bitcoin. And if this wallet wants to send it to this other wallet, you record the transaction. That's the way Bitcoin works. But Ethereum said, well, what if we want to do more than just a currency? What if you want to do voting? What if you want to do credentials? Like, how do you know that the doctor treating you is a real doctor if you're in Africa and the government just got overthrown 3 years ago? You won't. So you can do so. And now they're talking about digitizing real world assets, deeds, stock transactions, everything. Now you need programmability. So that's what Ethereum, Solana, all those other ones do. They allow you to create a program, and you actually put that program on the blockchain. And that means any node can run that program. So anyway, that was the big sort of second wave. And now, we're working on, again, more and more use cases for what do you want to put on this blockchain? And I think the biggest thing in the future is this whole real world assets thing. Real world assets, like I want to put on there stocks, real estate, voting, credentials, all that kind of stuff. So we will see more and more. And for some use cases, like we talk about voting, think about it. We live in an era where ballot stuffing is still a thing. And they've been stuffing ballots in elections when you want to cheat in elections since voting began. And we still can't prevent ballot stuffing. We just saw cases last year where people getting arrested for stuffing ballots. It's like, really? You could put votes on a blockchain. Once they're written, you know who did it, and it can't be changed. It can all be audited. So anyway, there is a lot of good cases, I think, for crypto, but there is still also a lot of skepticism, and we'll see. And the interesting thing to think about too is that's a lot of data. Can they really keep up? They're struggling to keep up with the transactions they have now. You wait till you try to put the entire stock exchange on there. So performance right now is a big deal. Charles Hoskinson's been talking about it a lot because Cardano's been getting hammered for its slow transaction rates. And Hoskinson is saying, yeah, we're gonna work on performance, blah, blah, blah. Cryptography is generally slow. That's why you don't encrypt all the data that you create, because cryptography is pretty slow. The way to think about cryptography, right, is it's basically a mathematical formula to change the bytes to something else, and then to be able to change them back. That's all cryptography is. They used to call them ciphers, right? Hell, even Caesar had ciphers. They did simple alphabet transcription ciphers, right? Different types of rotation ciphers. They're just a way, swap this character with this character using this pattern. But I mean, cryptography is taking it to a whole new level, right? How do you do it so that it can't be hacked?
Sorry.
Let's give it 4 minutes. Go ahead.
What happened? What happened to 3.0?
It is complicated.
What do you mean by 3.0?
Well, they're working on it. Was a version of blockchain, I think. Was Ethereum blockchain 2.0? I think it was.
Well, some people call crypto stuff Web 3.0. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. I don't necessarily.
But what's the downside? Why did you say there's skepticism? What's the problem?
On my sheet thing, well, the negatives, the cons were volatility. Price can swing wildly, leading to major losses as well as gains. Regulatory uncertainty. Governments continue to debate and change crypto policies. Irreversible transactions. Once sent funds cannot be retrieved if mistaken or hacked. Environmental impact. Some cryptocurrencies consume large amounts of energy to mine. Scams and frauds. Lacking regulation invites Ponzi schemes, fake coins, and phishing. Limited access. Not widely usable for everyday purchases or trusted by institutions.
I think that's the biggest thing, right? The scams. Remember, it's gotten better as more and more governments have weighed in. But still, even in our own country, we haven't regulated. The regulations are still not finalized. It's a wild west. There is still a lot of scams. Look at the FTX scandal, where, just the other day. Because again, if it's not regulated, then you can get people scamming other people. So
I was over there. I was at Mike's house, and we were trying to do the nightfall drop, something. I was a button away from losing 10K. One press. Mike's like, well, I wouldn't do that if I was you. And I was like, whoa, get away. It was like this close. I was this close. And then we found out that I could have lost that by that one. I don't know. I was doing something. I was following the rules, but didn't make sense. And then it ended up, we didn't meet some deadline. But my point is that I wonder if I could have lost it by that one mistake.
If you've ever moved cryptocurrency, it's fraught with peril. I mean, I remember pulling stuff off the hard wallet back to Coinbase. It was a nightmare, and it's scary. And it's kind of, it works, but it doesn't work very good, and it's pretty complicated too. You know,
After
you
a
like
couple
create
of
these
steps.
wallets. You've got these passwords which are 42 words long, and it's like, don't forget one. You know.
Yep. Yep. And you're pressing on this little device. You're like this on this little device. Ticky, 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 ticky. And you're trying to spell words out as you're going in. And it's like, oh my gosh, I clicked one wrong and start over. And you're like, ah. It's like 2.5 hours later. And you're like, I'm attached. Now I can start looking at more. It's fraught with just frustration. And that's why we went to that's why Mike started thinking about this nibble coin. That it's just hopefully that's a nibble coin plug. NIBL nibble.
We're not there yet. We haven't launched it yet. And even that again, because it's so fraught with scammers, banks didn't want to touch it. I've been having problems trying to get a bank account for Nibblecoin. You know, an online bank account for the LLC, because I'm honest and I'm like, yeah, it's for a crypto coin. No. I mean, the second one I applied for, right after I hit submit, and it was like, yes, I'm going to do this for a cryptocurrency. Submit, rejected.
It's like it goes off and comes in.
And the first one was actually longer. It took them 2 days, and then it said rejected. And I'm like, can you tell me why? No, sorry, we nothing, no reason, no nothing, just rejected. Wow. And the only thing, it wasn't like it was anything. It was, yes, it's a simple, you know, cryptocurrency, blah blah. Sorry, you don't get a bank account. You gotta be kidding me. I don't know what.
I didn't know about the second one. That's interesting. Dang.
I did try. I tried a second one. I'm waiting for then my third choice was, well, I already have an LLC. Well, I haven't tried to apply to Coinbase yet with the existing LLC with an existing bank account. That's what I'm going to try next. You know.
Just see how hard it is. Like we can't even get off the ground. But what's so weird is there's thousands of coins made a day. I don't get it. Again, doesn't make a lot of sense.
I don't know what they're using. Are they using banks? Are they using personal accounts? I don't know what they're doing. I don't know how they launch it. But, you know, it's no different than, so because it's a good, here's a comparison. It's a comparison to the marijuana industry. Marijuana industry has a serious banking problem. They can't get bank accounts. So, but it's legal in a lot of states. But it's still illegal.
But I think they changed the classification. It should be a lot easier for them now.
When did that go through? I didn't hear about that.
That went through a couple months ago. I think a month or two ago it went through. It's not at the same.
Definite, or they were talking about it because they've been talking about it for a long time.
You Google it, but I'm pretty sure they put it as a different class.
Yeah, we don't Google it anymore. We GPT it. Just
dude, that's exactly right. I'm good at GPT.
Oh, sorry.
What are you saying? Marijuana is now legal?
No, it got reclassified. The federal government reclassified it. It's less.
Hold on, I'll tell you. Let's see. Searching the web. As of now, no.
What are you on, Chris? Claude? You're on Claude?
No, I'm on ChatGPT. Claude.
Yeah, no, Christian's using Claude.
They're going to make it Schedule 3.
It's Claude, right?
Wait, but they haven't done it yet.
Maybe they have. Maybe it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, they're talking about it. Right. I know they've been talking about it for 5 years, but yes, they.
I'm going to fact check your fact check. I'll use Grok. Well, I use Dvorak.
So stupid. Class 1 is that was.
Are you jealous just because I type faster than you?
I hate you. I've been learning Dvorak for 26 years. I hate him. It's like his thing goes like this. Mine's like, you know.
This is Joe's. Click.
Not that bad, but it's like I can't keep up to his Dvorak. It's
it says Richard Nixon classified marijuana as Schedule 1. Probably to break up the hippies, this asshole.
Yeah.
Fuck guy. It's on the same level as LSD and heroin. Good job.
Roll over in your grave,
You motherfucker.
All right, well, now it's 6:05 because someone got late, but let's not discuss that. We don't really need to hit that, hammer
I don't
that.
need to harp on Joe being 30 minutes late.
Damn this daylight savings time. When is that gonna go away? Christian?
I don't get it. They did that. They passed it in the Senate, but they can't get the House to vote on it. Probably. I don't know. So
Christian
stupid.
has
No,
a major
I
issue
heard it
with
was a
it.
bit closer. It's, I'll tell you, look at the shutdown. I think nothing proves it better than the shutdown, that Congress is worthless. Congress doesn't, we have very small amounts of leadership in this country. And I mean, I will say, separating power among the three branches is good. But I really feel bad that they didn't think for Congress to do term limits or a balanced budget amendment. The fact that the founders couldn't do those two things really screwed us. Because look what we're left. It's literally a joke. I mean,
And you can take your insider trading and stick it right up your. Well,
Yeah.
that's okay because we're allowed to get money for some reason because we can. Come on.
think about that. It's a great point too. They can't pass that insider trading should be illegal. How difficult is that vote? You would think, again, I don't even care what side of the aisle you're on. The fact that you can do they think insider trading is okay. And I mean, just look at it. Why are they all multimillionaires? It's not from their salary.
No, and they came in with like nothing.
Insider trading.
But it's like not even, you come in like, as I have $100,000 in the bank, and after a few years, you've got 7.8 million. I mean, come on, guys.
It's because
Fair is fair.
Yeah. Wait, what was that? What was that power symbol?
Fair is fair.
That was from Billie Jean, the movie. You went really dated yourself on that one. It was like 82.
I don't know. All I know is I remembered it. Fair is fair. I don't even remember the name of it. Billie Jean?
Yeah, it was like that was one of the first. You hate those type of woman movies. That was like one of the ways she was a badass woman, and she went out.
I mean, Billie Jean, the tennis player. She was a tennis player, right?
No. This is a movie where the guy tries to take advantage of her, and she does something, and then she goes on the run, and then she becomes like a cult, the kids like her.
No, I didn't.
She goes on the news and says she blows up his car or something. Remember that movie? It was a good movie.
My soul, that's
It's kind of like Thelma and Louise.
Something like that, exactly. But it was like for teenagers.
Gotcha.
The song. I'm holding on for a hero to the edge of the night. You gotta be strong. Where have all the good men gone? And where have all...
That we need a hero.
Did you take your medication this afternoon, Joseph?
We need a hero. We need somebody who's gonna have integrity. I mean, oh my gosh. I mean, what do we really have to go that far to just have someone who has integrity?
But I mean,
they've
known forever that power corrupts.
Yep.
Power corrupts.
Even the fucking Greeks, and they were all Diogenes. I was just learning about how they've always been corrupt. There was people that rebelled against. What?
It's not supposed to. You're supposed to have people that are above that. I don't know. I'm not in power. I can't say. I don't know. It says power corrupts. Maybe when you get there, but it should be a prerequisite. If integrity is not top on the resume, you should just be let go. Sorry.
Well, remember they're voted in, but yeah, and in fact, how much did they? Do they lie? I mean, look at George Santos from New York. Lied like crazy, made up his entire history. Gets in, and then Trump pardoned him. I don't even know why. Trump pardon the moves.
That's another thing about the big. Going back to the Bitcoin. Sorry to interrupt you, but did you see that Trump pardoned the guy from Binance? That the Asian guy who was killed. I mean, that seems like that's some fishy business going on there because he had dealings with the Trump family. He had some. He had dealings
What
with
did,
the Trump
what did that guy
family.
do though? What did that guy supposedly do?
It was some kind of like he was taking money illegally or something like that. I don't know. It wasn't that bad. He only had a couple of months sentence or something. It wasn't some huge.
Oh,
sentence.
really? Okay. Yeah.
But is it any worse than 5,000 auto pen? Come on. I mean, you don't even
No,
know
we
the
don't want to get down into the weeds of
But
politics.
you know what I'm saying? But it's crazy. It's crazy. They're both crazy. It's like ridiculous.
Well, now it's like Wild West. You know, I don't know if anybody knows what's going to happen. It seems like it's all up in the air. So many things are up in the air all at once. Like even the justices are going to vote on whether he can do the tariffs and all that. And
Yeah.
it's just so fucking crazy, man. It's crazy.
I
I don't know. Anybody who says that they know what's going to happen in the next 5 years is there's just too many things going on. You got AI, you got all this shit going on. It's
Can we
scary.
just get a flying car? When is the flying car coming? Man, tell me that would be so cool.
No, but I understand what you're saying, Christian. And that's also why, honestly, I'm just going to focus on, because I've been trying to focus more on continuing to be optimistic. I mean, I've always been an optimist, but I will say in the last several years, I got wrapped up in the politics too, and it makes you more pessimistic. You know, I dumped both my Twitter account, my Instagram account. I dumped most of my social media because you get sucked into this BS. And I'm like, you know what? I just want to build stuff. I'm gonna focus on what I can do. I'm still gonna keep one ear. You know, I'll keep informed, but I'm not getting emotional about it because now. But I will assess. I mean, if the country gets worse, you know, I'll have to assess whether I want to spend my remaining years here in this country or not, like a lot of people are doing. And actually, I think that's a fair thing. If you're not happy in the country, by all means, find a different country. You know, it's not as easy as people make it out to be, right? I mean, it's a culture change. You're starting over. It's expensive to ship your crap, so you're basically going over there with as little stuff as possible. So it's not a trivial thing if you're really going to move to another country, you know. And then you get into the question of, well, what country? You know,
I sent Joe this video out of this lady moved to Sicily. They were giving away dollar homes in Sicily all over. But now a lot of the towns are you really have to put in money to fix up a house. It looks like shit.
Right. I heard that was Vegas. Yeah.
There's a ton of them. Some of them weren't in that bad, and you had to pay like she paid $6,000 for a home, but she put $50,000 into it or whatever. And she likes the neighbors, and people are nice and friendly. I mean, it's a lot of places that are looking for people to move over there, and because
yeah. So, I mean, I've heard good things about Portugal too, and I would actually consider Italy. I mean, I've been there twice. It's beautiful. So I would consider Italy. I really would. I know though they have their own problems. Just as an example, if you're talking to national debt, they have a large national debt also, and they also people say if you have to deal anything with the government, it's extremely slow. Right. So you better readjust your timelines on what is an efficient government because they.
What do you mean by a large? What's a large national debt? Like 10 trillion?
They're not going to be able to pay it back. I'll put it that way. It's the same boat we're in. It's
like
too much for the.
Wasn't Greece defaulted on their shit?
Greece did default.
Is it
and
10
Greece
trillion?
suffered a decade of 25% unemployment for everybody and 50% unemployment for youth. So Greece paid for that. But the national debt, let's see, I'll find out I can tell you what the national debt of Italy is.
You know, I'm just trying to compare it to ours. Is it like 1/5 ours? Like we reach into our pocket?
I usually compare it to GDP.
Where would you think you would go, Joe? Would you go? Would you
I was the one
like South America? Would you ever consider South America?
No,
You speak Spanish, though. But wouldn't that be advantageous to somewhere that you already speak the language?
Yeah, I mean, to a certain degree, you have to understand that. Like when I was in Mexico with Teresa, you had, it was all about what's called a mordida. It's called a bride. And you got to get in with all the people. You need to know who's who very quickly, so you don't step on the wrong toes. And you sort of got to grease the palms that need to a certain degree, or at least be aware of them, because getting in trouble in a place where you're guilty until proven innocent, you better freaking be connected. So you gotta check the countries like we're talking about. These are not, if it's democratic to some degree, or is it ruled by Napoleonic law that's guilty until proven innocent. You can just be in the wrong place at the wrong time, and your life has changed. You could just be in like a person.
I would never go to Mexico. I would never go to Mexico. Safety's obviously number one, right? Just to answer the question on Italy. So Italy's debt to GDP ratio is 135%. They got $3 trillion in debt. So the bottom line is, on a relative basis, they're worse off than we are. On an absolute basis, obviously ours is larger, but compared to our economy, we have the ability to handle that. So they are basically a little worse than we are. So, they can't pay back $3 trillion. No way.
Yeah, we do $3 trillion in a year. Our interest is what, $1 trillion every 5 months. $3 trillion's like, we take bigger turds than that.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
and on a happy note.
It's going to be interesting to see what's the canary in the coal mine there. What is like obviously Argentina was at the brink of another failure. Argentina's already defaulted more than once, so they are on the brink of another default. Now he pulled them back, and it's not even over because we just had to bail out Argentina. And I forget the details of that, but we did. We just bailed them out like 2 months ago or a month ago.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but he basically slashed government in half. He slashed the Argentina government in half. And that's how he solved their deficit issues.
How do we make sure? Interesting. How do we make sure that we always end on a positive note? How does the Three Guidos go out on a positive note? See ya! X.
Generation
X. That's pretty good. All right, guys. Have a good one. We'll have to figure out how we do a subject, and then how we prepare a little bit. That we should prepare a little bit. Christian don't did any homework. I brought my guitar. Joe is 30 minutes late, and Christian prepared.
It's just that damn daylight savings.
Get the dog in the shot at least. Something.
Yeah. I know. Did you see him? He was there. He's passed a couple of times. Yeah. Hey.
Arrivederci.